Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of February 2021. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone remembers that this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. As you know, I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Cancer. In the past position, we do have the Four of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Swords. In the obstacle position, we have the Strength, clarified by the Six of Wands. In the present position, we do have Judgment, clarified by the Page of Swords. And in the future outcome position, we have the Eight of Cups, clarified by the Four of Cups. Definitely in the past position, we do have a bit of a difficult combination here, Cancer. We do have the Four of Swords coupled with the Nine of Swords, which suggests that there was something that you had in the past, an experience or a relationship that did not allow you a moment of rest. There was always some sort of a difficult conflict or exchange of words. I mean, the Four of Swords by itself is a relatively okay card, because it suggests that you're recovering from something, perhaps like a breakup or a difficult situation. Even for some people, it could even mean an illness. But definitely the Four of Swords usually is a good omen, suggesting that the worst is behind you. And so you're moving towards healing and recuperating and finding a path forward, in taking what you've learned as an experience and using it kind of in future situations and whatnot. But when you have the Four of Swords clarified by the Nine of Swords, it is definitely all about fear and anxiety and not having that peace and healing that's very important. It could be that you encountered lack of progress as it related to something that was going on at school, or something that was going on at work, or something that was going on in a friendship relationship that did not allow you to move forward, even though you really tried and put a lot of effort into moving forward. There was always kind of something hovering. The good thing is this combination is in the past, and so the difficulty and the major worry is behind you. However, in the obstacle position, you do have a major arcana card, which is the Strength card. And of course, when you have strength as an obstacle, it does suggest that maybe you're handling something with too much strength, putting too much force and trying to force a relationship to come to light, or perhaps you're trying to force a situation to go a certain way that would be advantageous to you, and of course it's doing exact opposite, which is working against you. It could be that you're feeling outside pressure. It could be that you're trying to get something done that you sort of think other people expect of you, and so as a result, there's pressure to do something that would be successful and would make people around you kind of recognize you, but it's kind of working against you, because it could be that you're pushing a little bit of people away. It could be that you are, having this intense energy that is not being controlled well. And as a result, the messages you're trying to transmit are being misunderstood by others or misread by others. Definitely the biggest thing you could do in the month of February is to just allow the situation to play out without really kind of forcing your hand, or expressing your opinion too much on something, trying to sway other people. Just allowing the situation to play out, and not being as assertive as you would normally be when you really want something to happen. Now, it's interesting that the Strength here is clarified by the Six of Wands, because the Six of Wands is a really great card. It's a card of victory and achievement and being recognized. But on the obstacles side, it could be that, when you achieve something, sometimes people feel, envious kind of feelings and negative feelings towards that achievement. Why is that person getting all the recognition while I'm, working to the bone trying to make this happen and I'm not getting any recognition? So there could be a little bit of low vibration, negative energy as a result of something you may have accomplished. It could be that people are kind of seeing you in a slightly negative light, and there as a result, there's a little bit of anxiety and fear that kind of comes to the surface. Now, in the present position, we do have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is a card of balance. It's also known as a court card. It could be that you are in a legal profession. It could be that you are going to be seeing an attorney, or looking up a case or getting something done with the courts. Judgment also is about looking for clarity and getting answers. Judgment is also about transformation, but unlike the Death or the Tower, where the transformation is forced, Judgment is kind of like softer, because you're the one making decisions to move in a certain direction, and as a result of that, you are taking control and you're able to decide which direction is best for you, what is best for you. Only you could answer that question. And Judgment is all about following your intuition, but it's a pretty significant decision because it is affecting the rest of the year for you, Cancer. So do make sure that you rely on your intuition, but also rely on your logic and reasoning. And, for many of you, the Judgment heralds a lifestyle change, kind of thinking about something in a different way. Perhaps that works better for you. It could be that you are seeing clarity in a relationship that you have in your life, and as a result, making a decision what works for you, what does not work for you. The Page of Swords is a clarifying in this combination, and, the swords are difficult energy. The swords are a suit of challenges. So definitely when you have swords in the reading, it's all about over analyzing. It's all about that intellectual energy. It's all about reasoning and logic and thinking about things in a very rational sort of way. But it's also important to think about things in a heart kind of way as well. The Page of Swords suggests that there could be a little bit of challenging news you'll be receiving towards the end of February. It could be that, you are dealing with someone that is a little bit difficult. It could be somebody at work. It could be like a friend that is going through a difficult period in their life. But this combination does not provide a lot of support. So it does look like you may be having to work at something alone for a little while and not receive as much support as you would like or as you were expecting to. So definitely keep in mind to make sure that you meditate, to make sure that you keep your vibration up. It's really easy to have that difficult combination that lowers your vibration, because Judgment is a card that what goes around comes around. It's a card that also means somebody could be judging you for something that you may have done, and as a result the karma comes back around. So definitely it's a bit of a come to Jesus moment. It's a bit of a moment where, clarity brings different thoughts and feelings out of you that makes you move in a certain direction that perhaps you did not expect to move in. Judgment is not a card of punishment. It is a card of balancing the universe, realigning the universe. So if, you've done wonderful things in the past, then wonderful things are going to come to you. When you treat people with respect and you're always nice and you are fair in your decisions, that is what you are going to expect when you see the Judgment card come up in a reading. But definitely it's a card that reminds you to follow your intuition and not to spend too much time thinking and going through that internal conflict. Finding that balance can create an internal conflict. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? What is, ultimately going to work out the best? Sometimes, our feelings go against our kind of logic, and that creates a bit of a conflict. The divine here suggests that, you have all you need to make a decision, and once that decision is made, go ahead and move forward with all the confidence and allow the universe to take care of everything else, because the universe is much smarter and it's much more aware of all the things that need to be done than us human beings in the physical world. Now in the future outcome position, we do have the Eight of Cups, and it's clarified by the Four of Cups. That's not the best combination, Cancer, but the Eight of Cups is a little bit about walking away from something that used to mean a lot to you. It's also a little bit about having information that is being hidden from you, because of course we see the moon, and the moon represents secrets. The moon can also represent suppressed emotions. The moon can also represent a little bit of deception that may be happening around you. It could be that you found something out that changed your mind about how you feel about a certain relationship. Cups is all about relationships because cups are represented by water, which represents emotions, and of course emotions are building blocks of connections with other people, and we need those because we are social sort of beings. We require other people's support and presence to help us get through things, to help us celebrate things when we accomplish something. It's really important to have support of our family, of our friends. And here with the Eight of Cups, you are kind of turning your back on something a little bit. It could be that you're readjusting your priorities and realizing that the relationship in your life has changed, that it used to mean something in the past and now it has changed into something else, and as a result you're kind of putting a little bit of a distance between yourself and that person. It could be a friend or a relative that used to really mean quite a lot to you. And the Four of Cups is that stagnant energy, that kind of lack of progress and feeling apathy as far as a relationship's not moving in the direction that you wanted them to. The divine here reminds you that you have opportunities around you, so even though you may have decided to put a little bit of a distance between yourself and someone that used to mean a lot to you, it's still important to remember that there are opportunities around you for new relationships. So make sure that you are aware and keep your eyes open for that as well. Let's see what we can clarify with the three energy oracle cards that I pulled. And we have Door to Spirit, Fifth Chakra Archangel Gabriel, and Blossoming Abundance. So definitely it seems that you're clearing some of the ground around you. It could be that you are adjusting some of the projects you've been working on. It could be that you are minimizing contact with some of the relationships that you've had in your life. And as a result, there is a lot of abundance because there's room for things to grow. There's room for things to blossom. There's opportunities and overall kind of vibration that increases, which is really wonderful. The Blossoming Abundance card is a card that suggests be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the grounds and begins to see blossoming results take hold. This card indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. growth. Be grateful. Remember to start your day with the attitude of gratitude in order to maximize manifestation of all the wonderful abundance and opportunities and really wonderful things to come into your life. Now, the door to spirit is all about spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all the new beginnings originate. The orbs of light are guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your internal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential, for the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card signifies your increasing powers in the spiritual arts and a deepening connection with the spirit world. You know, the Eight of Cups is a card of a really strong person who has character, who has ability to have wisdom and knowledge in both intellectual world but also in emotional world. So definitely, you know, as a result of the Eight of Cups, there are wonderful things that are coming into your way. Instead of seeing it as a bit of a challenge, I see it as a bit of a new door opening for possibilities that bring in, you know, abundance, and that is not just financial but also as far as friends and relationships as well. Now, fifth chakra Archangel Gabriel is a really powerful card. It's all about self-expression and speaking your truth. Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. He is sending powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. This angel opens you up to truthful expression both with yourself and others. You may have had trouble expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel is here to tell you that your soul longs to communicate. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself, so never deny your profound value. Never deny the value that you bring to this world. Never deny the value that you bring to other people. Never forget that you are a worker of light, that you bring wonderful vibrations to people around you, which is really important. Speak up for yourself. Write in your journal. Let your words flow. It's important to write things down. I always use that technique. Because it helps you organize your own thoughts. You can take one sentence and rewrite it 25 different ways, which helps you think and organize the pattern of your thoughts. And when you do that, you see difference on the outside. What you feel on the inside is important because it reflects what you see on the outside. Let's see what answers from angels I pulled as well. And we have success with an exclamation point, abundance, remain positive. You know, there are people who will forever like kind of focus on the Eight of Cups and, you know, perhaps walking away from a relationship or something, as well as the Judgment, which can be a little bit of a difficult card, difficult energy, because, you know, it does bring sort of a things to a head, because a decision has to be made and a direction has to be chosen. But it's also important to remain positive and to remember that this reading is actually incredibly positive. You have abundance, you have blossoming abundance, you have success with an exclamation point, you have door to spirit, which kind of helps you elevate because you're downloading spiritual information that helps you see the world in a slightly more in a way where you feel control and security on the inside. But I mean, this is an incredibly powerful reading, and the main message is to remain positive because you are moving in the right direction. Even though there may be a few hiccups in the month of February, it looks like you're going to clear major ground and prepare for sowing the seeds of abundance, sowing the seeds of love. Remember that the that love you're trying to manifest is also trying to manifest you. Remember that abundance you're trying to manifest is also trying to manifest you. So make sure you do meditate. Make sure you burn a little bit of sage and get rid of all those negative thoughts that may be lingering in your home. Definitely make sure you take a walk through the woods, reconnect with nature, do all those important things that help you balance and have wonderful vibration throughout the month of February. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Cancer. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.